new report details the shocking conditions in LA's juvenile detention centers.
According to the report, violent young inmates run the juvenile jails in Los Angeles. Daily Wire investigative reporter Mairead Elordi is here with the details for us. So, Mairead, what's going on in these jails?
Hi, Georgia. So it looks like violence inside LA's juvenile jails is now out of control. A new investigation by the Washington Examiner took a look at how far things have spiraled. Prison guards at Los Angeles County Juvenile Hall live in fear for their lives as they try to keep killers, carjackers, and gang members in line, according to the report. One official said LA's juvenile halls are, quote, on the verge of collapse. That official believes someone is going to get killed at some point.
So how did this happen? How'd the situation get to this point?
Well, part of the reason that these detention centers are so dangerous is that a juvenile has to be extremely violent to end up in one of these facilities. So the population is the worst of the worst. These are the most violent and behaviorally disturbed juvenile offenders who have committed the worst crimes all locked up together. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors has banned jail guards from using things like pepper spray or tasers on inmates because they are juveniles. Because the guards don't have much leverage to discipline the inmates, many have resorted to smuggling in drugs, laptops, and cell phones to ingratiate themselves with the inmates as a means of keeping the peace. According to some probation officials, officers regularly suffer serious injuries but get no support from LA County lawmakers, most of whom are in favor of a softer, progressive approach for younger offenders. Keep in mind, these inmates are often 18 or 19-year-old kids, and the guards are in their 40s or 50s. On top of that already dangerous situation, the board has also frozen hiring, which has caused a staff shortage at the jails.
How many juvenile offenders are actually in the jail at this point?
Currently, LA County has about 600 inmates in juvenile jails, but just 4 years ago, that number was 3 times as high. In 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill closing California's 4 state juvenile prisons, which had about 750 inmates ages 15 to 25, most of them convicted of violent felonies like murder and robbery. The idea behind closing the prisons was to house young offenders closer to their families and to focus on rehabilitating them, but it also means that extremely violent offenders are kept in a lower security environment or released. And another thing, Newsom actually signed another bill that bans prosecutors from charging juveniles with another violent felony if they commit it while jailed. So these young offenders know that in many cases, violence against guards or other inmates can't be prosecuted.
That's terrifying for everyone involved. Mairead, thanks for reporting. That was Daily Wire investigative reporter Mairead Elordi.
So just on that last story which is pretty terrifying, but I find this, I did a video a while back that talked about being a conservative as an artist and the difference between conservatives and the left, the difference between the right and the left, conservative and liberals, is that the right tends to be more of the father figure, the left tends to be more of the mother figure, that the father is maybe more disciplinary, and so more likely, and these are general terms, more likely to discipline, more likely to say, you know what, these are the consequences of your actions. You're going to pay a price for what you do. The other side of that is the mercy side, and so there's the justice side, there's the mercy side, and the mercy side is saying, well, you know, we'll let you off the hook this time. And the left really seems to be embracing that mercy side to the point where they're merciful towards those that are violent, towards those that are criminal, towards those that are abusing other people, but they're not merciful to the people that are being abused. And so to say that, like, for example, if my son was to lash out and hit my daughter with a bat or something like that, and then I say, well, I'm going to be merciful towards you and not punish you for this because I'm merciful. That's not mercy, because I'm showing mercy to one child while I'm punishing the other by not giving a consequence to the child that hurt the other child, if that makes sense. When the left says, you know what, we have to be merciful towards these violent offenders, you know, it's not their fault, they grew up in a bad situation, that's not mercy. What's merciful is punishment, is justice, because these people often know that they should be punished, but they aren't, and there's a sense of injustice that comes with that. And so it's not only bad for society, but it's also bad for the individual that's committing the crime, that's being violent. And I'm sure that many of these people came from fatherless homes. That's what the statistics show. And so fatherlessness, there is a huge epidemic of fatherlessness that really should be addressed. And society does not currently value fathers as it should. And so I think that there needs to be a societal shift. I don't know what will bring that about, but there has to be something if we're going to see these crimes dissipate. There has to be a huge societal shift towards punishing those that commit violent felonies, punishing those that are dangerous and commit crimes. And, not just violent crimes, but any type of crime where you're damaging another person. If you steal somebody's pension or things like that, that's hugely harmful. And so white-collar crimes or any other crimes, they should all be punished so that we can say, you know what, we have sympathy towards those that are the victims of these crimes. Some of my thoughts, I've just been kind of touching things up on this female figure sculpture. Again, if you're interested in sculpture, there's some links down below, all of my links. And if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe, stay creative, stay productive. I'll see you around.